Hello everyone. You are on the Time Questions channel. Here we ask simple questions and figure out how the world works. Today we will talk about what is hanging above your head right now. Look out the window. Are you sure you're just seeing clouds? What if I told you that those white shapes weigh millions of tons, can control the planet's climate, hold the history of the Earth within them, and literally decide whether you will have water tomorrow? Clouds are not background scenery. They are a mechanism. A massive, living, dynamic mechanism of the atmosphere. And today we will figure out what they really are, why they don't fall, how much they weigh, how they form, and what would happen if one day they disappeared. What is a cloud, really? It seems simple. A cloud is water. But not exactly. A cloud is billions of tiny droplets of water, or ice crystals, so small that they don't fall down, but seem to float in the air. Each droplet is smaller than the thickness of a human hair. Their size is about 10 to 20 micrometers. They form when warm, moist air rises upward. As it rises, it cools. And cold air can no longer hold as much moisture. The moisture condenses. And that's when the magic begins. But moisture alone is not enough to form a cloud. It needs a surface for the moisture to sit on. That surface is dust. Dust, sea salt from the ocean, smoke, tiny particles. Without them, there would be no clouds. Why don't clouds fall? Now the main question. If a cloud is made of water, why doesn't it fall down? Because each droplet is so tiny that its weight is almost negligible. And rising air currents keep them suspended. But here's a fact that may surprise you. An ordinary cumulus cloud can weigh more than 500,000 tons, 500,000 tons of water, and it still floats. It's like hundreds of thousands of trucks hanging in the sky, and no one notices them. What types of clouds are there? People began classifying clouds back in the 19th century. One of the first to do this was the English meteorologist Luke Howard. He gave them Latin names that are still used today. Cumulus clouds. Fluffy, like in children's drawings. They usually mean good weather. Stratus clouds. A dense gray layer. They create overcast skies. Cirrus clouds. Thin, like feathers. They are very high and made of ice. Cumulonimbus. Giants of the atmosphere. These are the ones that bring thunderstorms, lightning, and heavy rain. One such cloud can reach 10 to 12 kilometers in height. That's almost the edge of space. Clouds as regulators of the planet. Clouds are a shield. They reflect sunlight back into space. And at the same time, they retain the Earth's heat. Without clouds, the climate would be extreme. Too hot during the day. Too cold at night. They are part of the water cycle. Without them, there would be no rivers. Without rivers, no life. Every raindrop was once a cloud. And every snowflake, too. Can you create a cloud? Yes. In laboratories, scientists create so-called cloud chambers. And in nature, sometimes we do it accidentally. The trails left by airplanes are also clouds. They are called condensation trails. High in the cold atmosphere, water vapor from engines turns into ice crystals, and a white line appears. Humanity literally draws on the sky. What would happen if clouds disappeared? Imagine a planet without clouds. Sunlight without a filter. Evaporation without return. Droughts. Overheating. Over the years, the destruction of ecosystems. Clouds are balance. They are the planet's breathing. Have you ever looked at them consciously? We are used to thinking of clouds as background, as something random. But they are constant movement. They never repeat. Ever. Each cloud is unique. It exists for a few minutes, sometimes a few hours, and disappears forever. This is the largest example of transience that we see every day. They teach us something simple. Even something that weighs millions of tons can be light. Even what seems like chaos obeys laws. And even what is constantly changing creates stability. Next time you step outside, look up. You will see not just white shapes. You will see a giant system working non-stop so that you can breathe, drink, and live. And maybe you will feel a strange calm, because above you there is not emptiness, but millions of tons of water somehow staying in the sky. And that is astonishing. If you found this interesting, subscribe to Time Questions, because the world is much deeper than it seems at first glance.